Hi guys, welcome back to the No Nails channel. It's Meg today and we are going to be doing a really fun Peter Rabbit 3D, kind of extreme because I end up building a tree and a basket, like a hanging basket, off the nail, and a duck and a rabbit. So there's quite a few little exciting little bits there. In this tutorial I have used our brand new 3D Sculpting Gel / tip adhesive, which also I am rocking on my long stilettos right now. These have been on for a week solid, and I had a little bit of the builder gel over the top just to make them a little bit more solid feeling because I don't like the feel of press-ons. So yeah, that product needs to be in your basket like right now because it's saved my life recently, to be quite honest with you, and I use it every day. So yeah, with that said, we are going to get into our Peter Rabbit design, and I hope you guys enjoy. It's something quite fun, it's a little bit detailed, and hopefully you pick up a few tips and tricks on how to use our new sculpting gel while you watch me create a tree hanging off of a nail. Okay guys, so we're going in with Angel Delight for the base layer today. I just thought this would be a really nice neutral shade, but it also is going to really bounce off of the colours that we're about to use really well. You can see it's a really pinky, peachy shade, quite sort of mid-tone. It's not too pale, it's not too dark, it's just right. I just went in with 2 coats of that and then went in with the gel top coat nail sealer, and I've just given that a buff over just to make sure that everything was completely clean and crisp, but the polish underneath was sealed and happy. And as you can see here, I've already popped some of our nail tip adhesive onto a sheet and just separated out into sections of what I needed with regards to size. So I was just creating Peter Rabbit's head here. As you can see, our product is really easy to use. I'm just using a silicone tool here. I do find that as long as my hands are not too hot and you don't play around with it in one spot for too long, it's not going to stick to your gloves, you're fine. I know some people will use their fingers without gloves when they're at home or in the salon. That's fine, that's up to you. I do tend to just use my gloves because obviously I don't really want to be touching this product on my bare skin, but I have really adjusted to this after a long time of using loads of different products. This has become easily one of my favourite. It's very malleable, it's very easy to use, it's reasonably non-stick, and as you can see here, really easy to apply to the nail and to move around and to sculpt just with a little simple, you know, sculpting tool. What was the word I was going to use? Silicone tool. So I mean, you know, it kind of says it on the tin really. Me doing the nail, it's not sticking, it's moving around, it's doing what I want, and it also is self-leveling, so that's also fantastic because when you are prodding it and poking it in different areas to make your shapes, instead of it sitting and leaving all of those marks, it's just going to self-level just before you pop it in the lamp. So I just went ahead here and created a little beak for the duck character in Peter Rabbit. I was being a bit brave here because I was going to start with just Peter Rabbit and keep it simple, which I very much could have done. But we all know around here that I don't do that. I push myself to the limits, tend to make things wrong, make mistakes, and then wish I'd never started. But this was one of the very rare occasions where it actually turned out really well and I was very happy with it. So I'm just sculpting here. Like I say, the best way to use this product if you have got a detailed design like this that you want to do with it, which is 3D, is to map it out into different sections of your design. So if you're creating a body and a head, you know, a character, you want to pop your arms out, your head, your legs, your ears, and just make your sizes of the balls that you want so that it's ready to go and you can just start to pop it on the nail and go from there. So now obviously I've created a rabbit, I've created a duck, and that wasn't enough, so we've created a tree. I just thought this added to the whole effect of the Peter Rabbit storyline, the books. You know, I read them as a kid. I now have Barley reading them. She's got like the whole collection, and I just kind of wanted this to replicate, you know, a scene and a page out of the Peter Rabbit books. So I thought, why not create a tree? And I'm just using the flat edge here of my silicone tool to create the bark and the tree trunk effect. And I did flash cure each piece in between doing this. Obviously, I haven't shown that here in the tutorial, but when I've added, say, the arms and the ears of the rabbit or the beak or the trunk of the tree, I've flash cured it in between just so that it doesn't slip and slide and it keeps its grooves, because obviously The longer you leave it, the smoother it's going to turn out, and you want to create a little bit of dimension and texture in there. This is where I then became really outrageous, and I was like, okay, it's going well, so let's create a branch off of the nail, because you know it's really not realistic and no one would ever wear that. But today's not about that. Today's about getting creative and using our amazing 3D product here, and for me to show you how easy it is to use and to create something like this, even when you're not the most confident with nail art. So I'm just going ahead here and adding some more branch-like effects to the side, and then I'm going to continue to go out of the nail in a minute. I will just be back in a second once I start that process. Okay guys, so I did take a little piece out. I had it on a sort of horizontal angle where it was dropped downwards, so that the gel that I was pulling out from the nail, as you can see the branch just there where my thumb is, was sort of dropped downwards, and I wasn't holding the nail flat as if I was, you know, doing a client's nail and painting it. I did have it tilted in the correct way so that I made my life easier, and the branch just hung down while I was curing it in a straight line. So then once I did that, I did a little rope hanging down from it, which was again a little bit tricky and fiddly to create, but I just did a really thin piece of sculpting gel and again cured it in the correct angle that it was hanging from the branch. And then I decided to create a basket. So this basket is going to hold some little Easter eggs in it, just because I thought it'd be a cute little Easter touch here. So I'm really pushing myself to the limit, and I was trying here desperately to hold it in one spot so it wouldn't hang down and dangle, because we wanted it to be reasonably straight. And I've just flash cured it to cure it into place. As you can see, it worked. So I'm just manoeuvring this around now so that it's straight and I'm happy with the position, and then I'm going to pop it under my lamp to cure finally, and then we'll move on to the next step in a minute. How cute does this look, by the way? I thought the basket came out really well. I've definitely got some more exciting 3D designs coming up soon as well, and I'm sort of pushing this product to the limits, which I think is really good. It's good to show you that it can be used for more than just a nail tip adhesive. So we've gone in with Old Soul here now for Peter Rabbit's body, which was almost the perfect shade. So I'm just going to coat this all and just make sure that he's completely covered. I think I did 2 coats of this just to make sure that it was fully cured, because when you do have a clear product like the nail tip adhesive sculpting gel, it is harder to cover, so you want to make sure that all your edges are covered and everything's done. And then sorry, I had a hair in my mouth. And then do your second coat as well after that. So I'm just doing his little hands here. You can see I've done 2 coats on his head, which look really cute, and then I'll pop his jacket colour on as well in a second. So I went in and used the same colour for the base of the tree trunk, and you'll see in the next few minutes that I do add some darker shades as well, just to create a little bit of depth. And I did want to create the most realistic effect that I could on this design, again creating some sort of scene out of the book. So I'm just going to continue to do this now, and I will leave you to it, and I'll be back in a mo. Okay, so I've done the jacket and I'm now just doing the little headband hat thing on the duck, and it was starting to really take shape, so I was feeling really happy with this now. For the green I did use what's it called? Midori and Snow White mixed together to create the base, just because Midori had the most realistic green effect that I could find on my shelf, and it was a little bit too dark, so I wanted to create a little bit more of a lighter shade, so I added some Snow White into it. I always find that it's really easy to mix our colours when you don't have the correct shade, and to be honest this worked perfectly. And then I did go in after with some darker shades. A couple were in our jelly range, the greens, and I'm just adding some extra little details here. You can see all the colours were starting to really work together well, and it was looking really nice. And sorry, double denim was the colour that I used for the hat and the jacket, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, it was starting to look really realistic and really cute, to be honest, and I liked it. So I'm just going to go here and finish the duck, and then I'll be back in a second. Sorry, I keep calling it a duck because I don't know, does it have a name? Peter Rabbit, and I don't know if the duck has a name, but leave it in the comments below if you know what the duck's name is. Now I'm just doing the rope around the tree. Obviously rope would be more of a beigey colour, but I thought there was a bit too much brown going on here, so I was like, let's do sort of a black dark brown rope. And then after this I will go in as well and finish off the detail on the duck's face and Peter Rabbit's face, and then we'll add our little eggs into the basket, which was quite a fun little detail that we added. And we're almost done. So here I'm just adding the eyes. This is really important when you're doing any characters, to make sure that you really analyse your photo of reference and make sure that the eyes and nose and mouth are put in the correct place, because I found in the past if I get the eyes wrong, then the whole thing goes wrong and they can look really alien really quick. So when you are doing characters, whether it's 3D or not, just make sure that you really take your time on where the eyes are positioned, because that can make or break your design. Here's his little nose, looking really cute. And we're just doing the eyes here on the duck, and then I'm going in with my darker shades for the shadowing on the tree. Again, this is just all using our products, a few little colours here and there, and basically the main character being 3D sculpting gel. And it's as easy as that to create something this intricate just using a couple of products. And our sculpting gel is literally like under £7. It's on our website, you should go and have a little look. I'm just popping our eggs in the basket here because I'm extra as and I created like little balls, pre-prepped them, pre-cured them so that I could put them in the basket. I'm going to paint them in a minute with some different like Easter colours. First one being strawberry cream, which is such a cute baby pink. Then I used double denim for the blue, Eros for a darker pink, and then Sherbet Lemon for the yellow. And Tangerine Twist as well, sorry, for the orange egg. So they're all the colours that I used for the eggs, and I believe I'm using Eros as well here for the little scarf around the duck. We're almost coming to the end now. I was really happy with how this turned out. I did use strawberry cream as well for Peter Rabbit's ears, and then I used I think it was Valencia Orange for the carrots here. I just thought it'd be a cute little touch just to add some dropped carrots, and then a little pile on the floor here. Okay guys, so I'm just going to go in with some matte top coat now and top coat over a few certain areas, not everything, but some. And I find that when I've done 3D work, because the gel polish is so shiny itself, I just wanted to take away some of that shine so that you could see the detail in the design, because sometimes when you've got that gloss and that glare, you can miss some of the detail. So by adding the matte top coat, you're sort of adding some texture, and it kind of looked a bit like fur almost, without adding any actual fibristic pieces to it. So yeah, I just added some of the matte top coat, and anywhere that was left glossy I did finish with a little bit of gloss top coat, but apart from that it's quite self-explanatory. I'm just going to finish it off now with a little bit of the matte, and then I'll show you the end result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was a little bit longer, but I hope you followed and you liked it. Please leave your comments in the comment section and make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you thought it was good. And let me know how I'm doing with my nail art, and have I improved? What do you think? I think I'm getting there slowly. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the description box for any links with the details and the products that I've used in today's tutorial. And yeah, that's it. I will leave you to it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!